In my family, when women spoke against men, they got one warning before having their tongues burned off with hot metal, while their own mothers held them down. I watched them do it to my sister when she asked her husband why he came home at 3 a.m. smelling like another woman. During COVID lockdown, I secretly taught myself ventriloquism from YouTube and started training other girls to throw their voices so we could speak without moving our lips. My sister's screams stopped after 4 seconds. That's how long it takes for hot metal to destroy the nerves in a human tongue. She was 19 and had asked her husband why he came home at 3 a.m. smelling like another woman. They made us younger girls watch from the doorway, a reminder of our future if we forgot our place. Her husband held her shoulders while she thrashed, whispering, "This is for your own good," like he was doing her a favor. Growing up, we called it purification. When a woman spoke against any man in our family, father, brother, husband, even teenage sons, she got one warning. The second time, they held her down in the kitchen while her own mother heated the iron rod until it glowed orange. The women who'd been purified couldn't scream anymore. They couldn't taste. Most couldn't swallow solid food, but they were considered blessed, finally freed from the sin of defiance. My aunt had the procedure done 3 times. By the end, there wasn't enough tongue left to burn. She communicated by tapping on walls. 2 taps for yes, 3 for no. At family dinners, she'd sit with her bowl of lukewarm broth, tears streaming down her face whenever she watched us eat. She'd lost 90 pounds in 2 years. Her collarbones looked like they might slice through her skin. When she hugged me, I could feel every rib. I was 15 when I watched them do it to my sister. My mother held her head, smoothing her hair like she used to when we were children. My grandmother heated the rod with practiced efficiency. She'd done this to her own daughters decades ago. My father quoted scripture about feminine evil while the smell of burning flesh filled our kitchen. That night, I threw up everything I'd ever eaten and swore I'd find a way out. The breakthrough came during CVID. Everyone was wearing masks, so I started teaching myself ventriloquism from YouTube videos. I'd practice in the bathroom with the water running, keeping my lips perfectly still while throwing my voice. I recorded myself obsessively, analyzing every micro movement. Within 6 months, I could have full conversations without moving my mouth. I could make my voice sound like it came from across the room, from inside closets, from behind closed doors. I started a sewing circle for unmarried girls. Every Sunday after lunch, 8 of us would gather in my basement to learn the craft. What we really did was practice. I taught them ventriloquism, sign language, and written communication codes. We developed our own system, writing messages on each other's palms during family gatherings, using finger positions that looked like prayer gestures. A thumb pressed twice meant danger. A pinky curl meant meet tonight. The older women noticed something strange. Their daughters were becoming too quiet, too compliant. "It's unnatural," my aunt tapped on the dinner table, but the men were pleased. Finally, a generation of women who knew their place. We got bolder. I stole medical supplies from my job at the clinic. Numbing gel, antibiotics, burn cream. I couldn't stop the burnings, but I could prepare. Every girl in our group carried a hidden kit sewn into their dress linings. We practiced treating burns on raw chicken skin. If it happened to them, at least they'd survive the infection that killed 1 in 3 women who underwent purification. Everything unraveled at my cousin's wedding. Her new husband was hammered, groping her 14-year-old sister in full view. The girl started to protest, then caught herself, remembering the consequence. But I watched her hands moving in our code. "He's touching me. Help." I threw my voice, made it sound like it came from behind the husband. "Get your hands off her, you sick fuck." The room erupted. Men spun around, searching for the woman who dared speak. The husband grabbed his new bride, demanding she confess. When she opened her mouth, only silence came out. She'd been purified years ago. I did it again and again. Different locations, different voices. "She's a child. Everyone can see what you're doing. Your own wife is watching." The men went into a frenzy. They lined up every woman under 30, checking our mouths, making us try to speak. But we all stayed silent. Some because they had to, others because we'd trained for this moment. Then my 12-year-old cousin broke. The pressure, the fear, she started signing frantically, then caught herself and switched to speaking. "It's Anna. She taught us. She's been teaching us all to." They grabbed me before I could run, held me down right there at the wedding reception while my mother begged them to wait, to let her heat the rod properly. But they were beyond ritual now.